Hello everyone. This is a matchup against Daniel Apush. This is the top 8 of the Legacy Challenge. We have played quite a few times before. Daniel is like one of the Mtgo Goats. But I kind of have a habit of beating him. That's why he starts with good luck, my nemesis. Very sportsmanlike of him. And he's on blue-red Delver. This hand's nice. This hand, we really need this once upon a time to resolve. But it's gonna resolve. The Delver players never counter this, so we can keep this, and it's a nice hand with turn 1 Rumble. We find the Yahimaya in the Testrian stage. Testrian stage is better because we can go Mox, Testrian stage, and Rumble, and we already have the potential of turn 2 Meritlage. But I don't want to be without a green source. It's possible that he counters his Mox Diamond, especially because he's feeling kind of hopeless in the matchup. As he said to me before, we faced each other in the Swiss already. I beat him, told me about it. So, when players feel like, maybe this matchup is kind of hopeless, they might just try to jank you out with countering a Mox Diamond, which is really not a bad line. We often need the Mox Diamond to resolve, or our hand becomes absolutely useless. So I don't want to just throw away the game by having a Mox Diamond countered. I think I have enough cards in hand that, Yafimai is still pretty good, so I go with that. Okay, the Mox resolves, so I don't need the Yafimai anymore. There's Sykes better. Gold Rumble, and he actually does have a force. He forces Pichu Bakes. Okay, now we're just hoping to not get wastelanded, and should be fine. No wasteland, but he has a turn 1 Delver. Turn 1 Delver is the scariest threat from the Delver side. Really nice draw, another Rumble. He already pitched the base, so let's go for it. But he has another base. Yep. It's okay. As long as we don't get wastelanded, we should be in fine shape. Delver doesn't flip. Plays a Looter Delta. Says now we have to rotate this Saga. We have quite a few options here. We could go for like Testrian stage and try to set up Dark Depths in the future. But we can use the fact that he has to crack this polluted delta because of Pithy Needle. And now we know he has a non-basic. We can waste a non-basic, and we can get a Tabernacle. And that puts us very far ahead, actually. Be very profitable in this situation. We'll grab an expedition map for the future. Now it's super nice. Played Slavaspurs, Wasteland, we play the Tabernacle. He has no lands and no creatures. Has another fetch, so we know it has Volcanic, so it's still still has lands in hand. Another nice draw, another Wasteland. And the front we can crack this map for something. Is a Boblong itself. Doesn't touch. And now we crack, like, it's hard here because we cannot really grab a Ghost Quarter. We could just grab another non-basic, so we have to speed up our plan somehow. And grab Testament Stage. We have a Crop Rot, we want to make a 2020. Now we draw and there's a Saga. So it's better to start with that. We can also make a Meritlage and equip it with boots on our turn, so we don't have to make it on his turn. Saga's a good trap. It's not as good because we have Tabernacle on play. That really, that's really a nuisance, but It's still kind of scary for him. Now he bolts me quite aggressively, even though we have a saga. So that tells me like two things. Either he has another bolt, or he's trying to power out a Murktide and make it bigger. Fetches and Murktide it is. Murktide is now a 6/6 instead of a 5/5. That's a huge difference here. And that's one of the ways he can climb out of this game. Okay, so end of turn we have a very important decision point, actually.
We have the Scrap Rot. We know that 2 turns ago he didn't seem to have a force.
He could have drawn a force in the meantime, but, we have no way of knowing. And we have two options here. We can either sack the Saga and go for a Ghost Quarter. Then we get rid of both his lands and still have a Tabernacle, and yeah, the game's pretty much over. He's not going to recover from that. Or we can sack a Tabernacle, make a Merit Lage on our turn, equip it. He has to jump up with the Murktide, and he would have to draw land plus Petty Theft to get back into the game. Like, both options are pretty good. I think the Ghost Quarter is better. But we also have to think, okay, but what happens if he does have a Force of Will? Which option leaves us better if this crop rotation gets countered? And this is the option we have to go for, because both the other options are super strong. Like, we're super happy with both of them. So we have to pick the one that hurts us the least in case this crop rot gets countered. And in this case, I think it's sacrificing the Tabernacle, because we want an extra mana. We want to be able to make constructs. Like, we might be able to race him just with constructs. They're gonna be like 5/5 and offers for boots and stuff. So
Sacking the Tabernacle here makes more sense to me. I do it, hoping for no force. It would have to be drawing the last 2 turns,
but he does have a force. Yikes, okay, but we're still good. I mean, here, there's also a few options. We could just make a construct and equip it. Problem is, like, a bolt still gets a construct, and then our plan is in shambles. And we could waste his land, but then we lose a land for us to equip the Lava Spore Boots on our next construct, and we might not be able to raise this Murktide. Also, here, like, we're 15 cards deep and we saw no depths still. So I'm kind of confident that, actually, I think I'm gonna find the depths. Sometimes I go by feel, and this is one of those times. I think there's a depths in my top 5. And actually, there it is. So I'm feeling very good about it. We just have to dodge Wasteland for 1 turn, and the game is
in the bag. Play a Thespian stage.
His turn, he ponders, does not shuffle, text, and he found a Wasteland, and that's a bummer. He goes after Thespian stage immediately, which is the correct thing, otherwise we can force the combo.
Third turn with another depths, that's not good. You grab a Mox Diamond, make a 5/4 construct and attack. It's the best we can do, but it's not gonna help us, and we draw nothing and we die.
Okay. So that game slipped away quite a bit. That's unfortunate. Full sideboard. I know he's playing Magus at the moment. I saw his list, and I talked to him on the game on the Swiss that we played. And I'm quite worried about Magus because, well, you should be. I want to hedge hard against it. That's why I'm bringing Twin Shock, Dismember,
Drop of Honey. Maybe even 2 Dismembers are the correct choice.
I also want an Endurance. I don't think Endurance is necessary. It's a really good card in the Delver matchup, but it's not as good as a 2020, and I don't feel the need to bring 2 in. If he didn't have a Magus, yeah, I would have more slots and I would bring 2 in, but I don't have that many slots, honestly.
Well, this hand is yikes. Like,
No acceleration, no Thespian stage. Yeah, just doesn't do anything. We have to ship it. This hand is just terrible. Like, this hand does nothing. We just ship it.
okay, this is a 5 we can keep. The question is, what do we bottom?
And I think we're on the play, and we have a good proactive hand. Like, Maze of This is really nice, but Exploration Long is just better. Like, we can force this Merit Lage over and over again unless he has a Surgical or a Force of Negation. So that's what we go for. We don't have to protect the Merit Lage with a Disruptor Flute if we can just loam it back. We start with Exploration, and we want to play Adepts here. We don't want to expose ourselves to Wasteland. That would be a disaster. He does have a Wasteland, and he wastes this right away, so glad we didn't play the Thespian stage. Now we loan back the Depths, and we don't want to show this Thespian stage. He already knows we have a Depths, so we want to conceal the combo as much as possible. He goes basic Island, passes the turn, and we draw the absolute best draw, Ghost Quarter. This is just GG. Like, I don't think we really need it this year. Like, we're in super good shape, but this is guaranteed GG. Just waste this only basic, make a 20/20. He even jokes on the chat, like, oh, a glimmer of hope there. And I gotta say, no, come on, man, you'll be on the play. I have to console my opponent. You can do it, Danielle. Don't worry. But yeah, okay, he plays a Dragon's Rage, but he cannot get the Lyrian, and we win the game. Now we're on the draw, and I'm rather worried about this Magus. I think I want another Dismember. I can trim this Ancient Tomb, which shouldn't have been there anyways. And another Flute is nice. We could go for Endurance there. You can find the slot. I just don't feel like I need the Endurance. Okay, this hand's not bad. It's not great, but it has a Magus Sensor and has the potential to combo. We just need to find like Crop Rot or Malevolent Rumble or Depths. There's plenty of draws. It's a bit scary if we get this Yavimaya Wastelanded, but we have time for that. Unfortunately, he starts with the dreaded turn 1 Delver. That's the scariest thing he could do. We draw a bad draw. And here we really cannot, we cannot go Yavimaya Exploration. That just loses the game to Days Wasteland. The game's completely over almost. Like, yeah, we cannot do it. We can wait a turn. So I go with Thespian stage first. You always want to develop the combo. Brainstorms. I think here about Dismembering, but it's just bad. Like, if this Dismember gets dazed, it's super bad. We take 7 damage right out of the bat, and the Delver is still alive. We can wait a turn. So he flips it with Ponder. Showy Ponder. Plays another land. And plays a Dragon's Rage. Okay, we draw Mox. Now we can go for it. Like, now we can try for this Exploration. We play it. It resolves. We have a few options here. Like, this pressure is starting to get quite dangerous. So I want to dismember this Delver. I want to dismember, but I also want to wasteland him so I can prevent Magus from landing. I'm really scared of Magus, as I should be. Fortunately, there is a way to do everything I want here. I just have to discard this Statsman Sage to a Mox, and I'll have plenty of mana. I can play a Wasteland, I can play a Dismember. So that's what I do. I play a Dismember, paying only 2 life, play Daze,
resolves. Now I can wasteland him, and we're safe from Magus, at least for the time being. This Dragon's Rage is gonna become a 3/3 at some point, but we have a Bojuka Bog for that. It's much more important to keep the Bojuka Bog than the second testament stage. He turns him on with a Ponder. A Bulbo. His graveyard is quite full, but we're still kind of healthy, 12 life. So we can do this. Wasteland. Okay, Wasteland is kind of scary. So now we have a Saga. And there's an interesting option here. What I end up doing is, okay, he has a Wasteland, and I have no depths. He doesn't know about it, but like it's not looking like I will be able to make a 2020. Unfortunately, I did not draw. He had a pretty fast start, and I did not draw any of the cards I needed to make the depths. So I'm gonna abandon that plan, and I'm gonna bait him with this flute. Like if I just play the flute, he's forced to use this Wasteland. Like I leave the testament stage open, and like he's gonna be scared of Dark Depths plus another land, and he doesn't want to lose the game like that. He's gonna be forced to waste my testament stage. Then I'll have a Saga and a Bojuka Bog. His Dragon's Rage will be a 1/1, and I'm gonna win this race with Constructs. It seems like a pretty good plan. It seems like I sat him back a lot. And yeah, he does go for the testament stage. And now we have to think, okay, well, now we have a new game plan. It's no longer a 2020. It's Saga Beatdown. And what wrecks this plan? Well, Wasteland wrecks this plan. But I don't think he has another Wasteland. From the way he's been playing, I also, may want to draw my own Wasteland. And there's another card that wrecks my plan even more, which is Meltdown. I know his list has 2 Meltdowns. So, I mean, it's a bit tough to name a sideboard card like that. 2 off, I don't know if he brings Meltdown. But I don't think he has a Wasteland in hand. And he has 4 cards in hand. It's very possible that he has a Meltdown in hand. It would make a lot of sense with the way the game played out. That's what I name Meltdown. I get rid of his graveyard, and now the Dragon's Rage is a 1/1. We're gonna win this race with Constructs. Or maybe we're not gonna win this game with Constructs because he has a Bauble. He grabs a really good hit with Borrower. It's a creature on the graveyard. Now he has creature, artifact, creates a polluted Delta. And he has an Abrade. So he managed to put 4 card types on his graveyard on the same turn. That's insane. And we played around the artifact hate card. Correctly did this, I think. But it was not the correct hate card. He has an Abrade, not a Meltdown. Honestly, I think this is a mistake by my opponent. I don't know if he brings 2 Meltdowns and an Abrade. Seems like a bit of overkill, but there's no way that an Abrade is better than a Meltdown. Like, Meltdown Rexes is one of the cards I'm most scared of, and Abrade is just, okay. But it's what he had. So, tough luck for us. Puts a card on top, and he destroys the Mox Diamond. Now it's scary, because the Dragon's Rage is 3/3. We're no longer winning this race. But, I mean, it's all that we can do. Our plan kind of fell apart. Here I make a small mistake. I should have played this Passager. Because next turn, I probably want a Maze of It. And if I draw another land, I can play the land, crack the map, and play the Maze of It. Not playing this Passager prevents me from doing this. So yeah, I didn't think far enough ahead. Hits me for 3. And he has a Murktide. Man, that's a disaster. Like, I cleared his grave completely, and in 2 turns he had the Delirium, Dragon's Rage, and a 4/4 Murktide. Super scary.
Now we're on the ropes. Like, what do we even do here? We need an expedition map from this saga so we can grab maze of it.
Constructs are not gonna do it anymore. We're not winning this race.
But before the saga resolves, we wanna play on Once Upon a Time, because maybe we find a maze of it, for example, and then we can grab a needle with saga naming Wasteland.
So yeah, you want to do it before you grab the map.
No, he dazes me quite correctly, actually. Because, just tempoing me out is what he has to do right now. And I cannot even afford to pay for this days. I need to grab my expedition map and my maze of it. That's a huge bummer. Now I'm wishing I had named Wasteland with Disruptor Flute. But honestly, I think Meltdown was the correct take. It was just really unfortunate he had an upgrade instead of Meltdown. He brainstorms. Well, that's how you beat lands. You draw the Wasteland. It's GG. This not only gets rid of Maze, but it also turns on the Dragon's Rage channel. So GG's. Nice games. Well played by my opponent.
Feels like, I think we played quite well, but feels like the game slipped away a little bit.
That's how it goes sometimes. GG's.